Today's edition of Off the Menu is sponsored by the St. Louis Science Center.
Hey, it's St. Louis Post-Dispatch restaurant critic Ian Frobe with Off the Menu. Well, you knew summer wasn't going to end without at least one more barbecue review, and this week I visit the Bbq Saloon, which opened a couple of months ago in the Central West End. It's from the same owners of Wildflower Restaurant and Catering, which has been in the Central West End for 2 decades now, and it's right across the street in what used to be the Majestic. If you were a regular at the Majestic, you will hardly recognize the space. It's been essentially gutted and rebuilt into kind of a cool, lodge/gastropub kind of space. The barbecue menu is a little bit different than what you'll find at the other places that have been popping up around town. There's an emphasis on exotic meats, for lack of a better word, although for my money the most interesting food here was the beef ribs. You see pork ribs all the time, of course, but not so much the beef ribs in St. Louis, but they're really delicious. The meat's natural flavor stands up to the smoke flavor much more than pork does, so you get a really nice balance of beef and smoke. And the marinade, to my taste, is a little sweet, a little funky, just a really, really fun, delicious dish. There is pork. There are pork ribs, of course. Interestingly, they use a paste here instead of a dry rub. So it sort of mixes dry rub seasoning with apple cider vinegar. So you get this kind of cool, not quite glazed, not quite straight up dry rub texture. Very spicy, delicious. Other dishes to check out include salmon, which is smoked but served hot. I really like that. There's an appetizer that is kind of a sausage cream cheese dip, which is really fun. Usually at barbecue places you want to skip the appetizers just because you don't want to waste the calories before the meat, but this is a hard one to resist. Also, unlike many barbecue joints, there is an emphasis on alcohol, for lack of a better word, specifically whiskey. A really impressively expansive selection of whiskeys, American, Scottish, British, Japanese even, Canadian, really, really long list. There's also beer, wine, and other spirits. The Barbecue Saloon, I know there are a lot of barbecue restaurants opening, and it's hard to tell them apart sometimes, but I think the Barbecue Saloon really is offering something a little different, and it's delicious even if you get the more conventional offerings like the pork ribs. So you can read my entire review at stltoday.com or pick up a copy of Go Magazine this weekend, and I'll be back next week with more Off the Menu.
Join the mission at the St. Louis Science Center OmniMax Theater.